Welcome to the Board of Trustees regular meeting for January 11, 2022. The time is now 7:30. Roll call. Trustee Stalker.
Here.
Trustee Sack.
Here.
Trustee Pembroke.
Here.
Trustee Mallow.
Here.
Trustee Olenichak.
Here.
We have a quorum. Now, can I have a motion for Trustee Desmond to participate telephonically?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Olenichak.
Yes.
Okay.
Trustee
No.
Desmond, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay. And can I have a motion to appoint Trustee Olenichak Mayor Pro Tem?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. And do we have any public comments today?
No public comments.
Excellent. And does anyone have a conflict of interest to disclose? No conflict of interest. Can I get the approval of regular meeting minutes number 2021-23 dated December 28th, 2021?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Olenichak.
Yes. All right, we'll move on to new business by village trustees. I'm going to start out with District 6. Trustee Sack.
Thank you, Acting Mayor. Just a couple things out of District 6. The long-awaited opening of Hog Wild is scheduled to take place Monday, this upcoming Monday, January 17th. It's been postponed due to COVID, but as of right now, it's scheduled to open up on Monday. Make a lot of people happy. Secondly, many people have seen on the news everything with COVID and what's going on. There's a real shortage of blood right now. And St. Catherine's and the men's club over there has another blood drive set up a week this Sunday on January 23rd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. There's a link on St. Catherine's homepage. When you log on to their St. Catherine's Parish homepage, it's right on the front, the details about the blood drive and a link to register. So anybody that's available to donate blood, they're in desperate need of it. This is helping out, the entire community. This is the fourth or fifth one we've had in the last 9 months. They're coming out regularly at the intervals when you can redonate blood. So they're very grateful for all the blood that they get. So again, that's January 23rd, and St. Catherine's website is www.parish.scaoaklawn.org, and right on there. Just want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, and thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Stalker.
Yeah, I just want to mention the fact that there's an item on today's agenda, tonight's agenda, item C, that talks about the appeals board. I just wanted to personally thank Trustee Paul Mello for taking the lead on this. He saw an issue that was being developed with the appeals board. He made sure that it got reviewed and changed, and we're voting on it tonight, and it's a welcome change. I appreciate it, Paul. Thank you for the good work. That's it.
Thank you. Trustee Pembroke.
No new business for me today.
Okay. Trustee Mallow.
Thank you. No new business tonight.
Trustee Desmond.
No new business.
Okay. And I just want to comment on a couple of things. I'd like to thank our Public Works team for the excellent job that they did handling this winter weather that we've had. We don't want to see any more, but for what we've had, I think the Public Works has done a phenomenal job, and thank the guys out there. I know that it happened that night, and they were working through Saturday into Sunday. Our fire department and police department did a wonderful job, and here's the department that never gets enough credit, and I'm going to tell you, I saw the water and sewer guys out there. There are a lot of pipelines that we've had some issues with. How many have we had so far this year? We're up to 8 over the weekend. Yeah, eight over the weekend. And for the residents out there who don't understand that when that pipe breaks, we have a group of people that are dedicated to, number one, getting the water under control, number two, fixing it, number three, getting you up and going with water, and usually they do it between 6 to 8 hours.
If that, many times it's even less of a shut-off.
Yeah, so when it's 20 degrees below zero outside, these guys are out there dealing with water, the elements, and the temperature. So I saw the backhoe going down the street, and I knew that the guys were out there, and I've seen them do great work. So I just want to thank that group of guys for the work that they do, along with the other village personnel. I know that our dispatch team has done a great job at handling some of the difficult things that have happened, and I'd like to bring to light a fine job that our police department did. It was about a week ago that we had a incident where a individual, well, Chief, you could explain what happened better than I could.
Yes. Last Friday on the 7th, right before approximately 5 p.m., we got an alert from OnStar that there was a stolen auto in the area of 91st and Kedvale. So our units responded. Upon arrival, we had the first officer that arrived, observed the vehicle. He activated his emergency lights. He approached the vehicle. As he approached the vehicle, two subjects ran from the car. They ran into a house in the 900 block of Kedvale. One of them dropped a backpack out in front of the house. He immediately called for assisting units. They formed a perimeter around the house. Unbeknown to us, one of the two people that ran from him had managed to get out before we could set up a complete perimeter. Inside the backpack was a loaded firearm. We also learned from the city that the car had just been taken in a carjacking at approximately 4 o'clock in Chicago. So we then activated our special response team, set up a perimeter around the house, and then just conducted our operation. Like this weekend, I want to say without the wind, it was about 2 below already. So these guys were out there from approximately 5:30 till 3 in the morning, till we were able to convince the one offender remaining in the house to come out. It was pretty chaotic when they first got there. There were women and children in the house that they weren't hostages. They were known to these people, but we had to make sure they were safe. We had to get them out. Our detectives did a great job on obtaining a search warrant, and shortly after 2 p.m. or 2 a.m., which would have been Saturday morning, we ramped up our efforts, and then we finally convinced the one remaining person to come out. And I couldn't have been prouder of these guys. This was their first operation. We just formed the team in the fall of 2021, and they handled it very well. What they lack in experience, they make up for in eagerness, and so they did a great job.
Well, you should be proud of that team, and I also would be proud of the dispatch team coordinating all that communication back and forth. But the amazing thing is, as our police chief has said, they recovered a gun, and the very next day when they were doing,
Oh, yeah.
they recovered a second gun.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, the next day was actually, the house had to be boarded up after our operation. It was actually the board-up crew that spotted another firearm on the roof to the south. So we went back out, we processed that. The one subject that we did take in custody has already been sent to court on numerous warrants. And then the one subject that got away before we were able to set up our perimeter, we know who he is and we're actively looking for him. And by the end of the week, if we aren't able to locate him, we will obtain a arrest warrant for his arrest.
Well, thank the men and women of the police department for the great job that they do every day, knowing that in this time where there doesn't seem to be much support for the police to do their job, I will tell you that this board has stood united and will continue standing united, supporting the good work that our police department's been doing. And I will tell you that every resident in the village of Oak Lawn, when you see our police, or anybody that work here, but especially our police, you need to understand that these guys are out there and ladies are out there every day protecting us and our families. So thank you, keep up the good work, and we got you covered.
That's actually one of the young whippersnappers right out there who was there that night.
Well, thank you. So, a great job, and we want criminals to understand that if they come to Oak Lawn, they're gonna be held accountable, and we will do everything we can to make sure that their charges hold and stick, and that we do everything we can to hold them accountable. So thank you, that was a great job. All right, village manager's report.
Thank you, Trustee Oliniechek. I want to follow up on and address the rise in crime that is occurring everywhere, and that many of us who were decrying the anti-police rhetoric of the last several years knew would come, and unfortunately is here, and it's everywhere. It's prevalent. Catalytic converter thefts are becoming routine now. There were more last night, but part and parcel to this incident on Kedvale, we are now seeing squatters moving into homes in Oak Lawn. And when I say moving in, we had an incident now because it's so lenient, the government, the courts, what do you want to call it, the politicians, that whereas before establishing residency was, getting a bill in your name and paying a utility, now if I'm told it's enough that you can just throw your belongings into a place, and if you beat the police to the punch or anybody else, you can claim that you're living there, and now it's going to go through weeks or months of trying to get you out of there. And those people, we believe are targeting homes that are either, on the tax rolls for sale or in foreclosure. Thankfully, there's fewer of those now because of the economy. But I want to get this out to the populace through our media, through our website and elsewhere. The see something, say something rule has never been more important. And I don't mean to suggest that everybody starts snooping out of their neighbors, but if you see homes near you or your neighbors, if there's an elderly person that passes away and you don't see activity, either a relative or one of the children coming and taking care of matters, these types of situations can arise quickly. And it was pretty amazing that we were able to stop one from happening in a couple weeks. The police were on the scene quickly, called our property maintenance people, and how this can play out. We've had now an incident on Trustee Desmond's district where a particular home on a quiet block now has been the site of at least 2, if not 3, law enforcement actions where they're taking people out of there in handcuffs and leg cuffs. These are bad actors establishing, footholds to deal drugs and other types of crimes. So it's more important than ever that we all act as a community, watch out for one another, keep an eye on our blocks, look for suspicious activity in particular homes that are either vacant or, we're not sure what the situation is, and we don't know if it's maybe been renters that are coming and going and there's new ones coming in. And then one of the telltale signs, Chief, is vehicle activity in the evenings, later in the evenings, in and out of garages, short periods of times. It's a sad state that we have to, in Oak Lawn, be mindful of these things now, but it's happening. And it's something that I really regret, because we were talking about this for several months, going back 2+ years, all of this anti-police, anti-authority, lawlessness, and putting the criminals first. Now that's come home to roost. So I don't like to harbor, that kind of ill will toward anybody, but it's affecting people. We've had one poor family now really talking about moving because they don't see any end in sight. So I think it's incumbent that all of us play a role in addressing this. And as I said, if you see a problem property or a home that's not being taken care of, contact the village. We have a good team of property maintenance people, our police, our fire, our dispatch. We will react quickly to make sure things like that don't happen. And that's all I have this evening.
Thank you. All right, consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine and have been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Trustees, village manager, or village committees, and will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. A, request Board of Trustees approval and direction of the Fire and Police Commission to promote 2 fire lieutenants and 4 engineers due to retirement requested by village manager. B, ordinance number 22-01-01, an ordinance amending certain sections of Title IX, Chapter 4, Article B, entitled Rates and Charges of Oak Lawn Village Code, requested by the village manager. C, ordinance number 22-01-02, an ordinance amending Section 2-2-2 of Title II, Chapter 2, entitled Jurisdiction and Authority of the Appeals and Review Board, Trustees Mallow and Stalker. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Any discussion? Got a motion, a second, no discussion?
Okay. Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, village clerk's report.
We have the approval of disbursement resolution number 22-1D dated January 11th, 2022, in the amount of $8,548,881.19. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to pay the bills. Second.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond.
Yes.
Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, number 10, village president's report. Well, I'm going to give a commentary on what trustee Phelan said about the legislation that's been out there to basically empower the criminals. And I'm going to tell you that it is more evident to me now with the things that are going on in our society, police officers getting shot, begging for their lives, getting killed, police officers daily putting their lives out on the line, and yet we have not heard any of our politicians, whether it's state or federal politicians, or even our governor, come out and once say, we need to re-examine what we're doing. We need to rethink what we're doing. It is time that we, the people of the village of Oak Lawn, stand up, get arm in arm with other people who think the same way, that if you're law-abiding and you want to respect your neighbor and you want to respect the rules and the laws, we have no problem. But if you're not going to do that, we want our police to have every bit of the power that they need to be able to hold people accountable. I thank our police department for what they do every day, putting their lives on the line, and it is more evident now than ever that police are disrespected and that the criminals are not held accountable. And I beg all of our representatives, whether it's a state or whether it's our governor or whether it's the federal, that we need to start looking at enforcing instead of reinforcing negative behaviors. We need to make sure that our police feel that they can do their jobs comfortably and that they can go home to their families at the end of their shift. It personally bothers me that I haven't seen one protest about the police and talking about a police officer who was shot in cold blood. Not one. Not one politician went out there and took the podium and said, this is wrong. We can't let this happen. It personally bothers me, and I know that there are many people out there like me and like the rest of the residents of the village of Oak Lawn. And ask yourself this, if we can't protect our police officers, what's going to happen to our society? Our police officers are trained, highly trained, and with some of the rules and regulations that are coming down the pike right now, it's going to become even more evident that we're putting all of the onus on our police officers and we're putting no ownership on the criminals. When is society going to take a look at saying that the statements that have been made in the last year have been wrong and we need to reevaluate that? That concludes my report. Can we have adjournment?
So moved. Second.
Trustee Stalker.
Yes.
Trustee Desmond. Trustee Sack.
Yes.
Trustee Pembroke.
Yes.
Trustee Mallow.
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek.
Yes.
We are adjourned.
Motion passed.